Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is not Tuesday, of course. It is Wednesday. Oh, no, we're all the way to Thursday. I was about to call it Wednesday. You can tell I just woke up. What's up, everybody? It is time. We pushed the boys into Tuesday, so we're going to be bumping this one to Thursday and talking about all things Jedi. Getting into the Obi Wan series. To going down the rabbit hole with me today, of course, we got the realist with us. What's up, Phantom?
Man, I'm keeping it real. Leia, keep your mouth shut. Because you almost had Obi pay child support within this damn episode.
Oh, it's getting a little rough, getting a little rough. I don't know. She bounced back for one line, but she still is just an annoying little shit so far. What's up, first sister? What do you think about it so far?
I mean, you're not wrong. I totally agree, but that's just her character. Some people are just born shit starters, and they don't see the ridiculousness that they're doing. Like you really did almost get my man capped because you couldn't stop talking. So she needs to work on that. But we know who she becomes, so it'll be all good in the end.
Oh, she does. I don't know. That last one, she got a little annoying too. Like how she could was able to float through space and learn how to fly and can breathe in space. And I don't know. Leia's a little much all the way through, but yeah, those middle parts she became a real superstar. So I don't know. It is crazy. But we're gonna start out with Obi Wan season one, episode three, part three, and right out of the gate, we see Ben is still unable to commune with his master. Like he can only hear the echoes of past woes. Like if Yoda taught him, why isn't he better at this, Phantom?
What's your question?
How come he can't? Yoda tried to teach him how to commune with his old master, but he can't seem to do it. How come? Like, I mean, Yoda is the greatest teacher of all time, and if Yoda can't teach you, like, maybe you're just not ever going to be able to do it. Or is his mind just too clouded, or has he just stepped too far away from the Force? Like, what's going on with that?
Like I said before, it's a combination of both, but this episode is pretty much leading towards the side of PTSD of what happened between him and Anakin. And we've seen a hell of a lot of it within this episode.
Oh
Like there's
man,
so many, like I think it was like we had like 2 or 3 panic attacks until he finally sees him within the flesh. Even
oh,
then, panic attack.
that was
Yeah.
so dope seeing Vader being constructed like that. Also seeing like just how truly ruthless he is. Like, man, they are showing why he's such a classic villain and why he's so dark. Like, are you liking the vibe they're putting on Darth Vader this season so far, AK?
I am. I mean, you could look at it as why is he just going through and killing for nothing and hurting people? But then you could also look at it as that's just who he is. We already know he is always ready to go at the drop of a hat to kill or maim anyone. And that's what we see here. This is a classic fear tactic from a very skilled commander of his army. He knows people are never going to forget that. So you do it right now, and it helps you keep control later.
Oh man, it is. I'm loving how they're showing us because I mean Darth Vader. It's like now it's Disney, and it used to just be like more of a kiddie thing, but they have gone. They have flipped the script to Disney, and they have got real dark. Like they're letting this show just go, and it's kind of
They
cool
are.
seeing like one of the greatest villains of our time, Darth Vader, actually being a real villain. Like I'm kind of in for it. I think it's cool. He is just
Hella cool.
evil, just like I said, a classic villain. I'm loving it. Leia, I'm not still loving. Like she is still playing that annoying little kid to perfection. Like, are we there yet? Can we go any faster? Like, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, sit your little ass down in the back seat. We'll be there when we are. I was like,
She said use the force to make it go faster.
oh,
I was
Little
dying.
girl.
it was ridiculous. Like,
I mean, it probably could have worked that way, but then Obi was like, eh,
just
not
take all the
today.
seats, all the seats.
Every last one.
Oh, what's up, Jay Cruz? I see you out there. Christian Knowles, welcome back. Welcome back. What are you guys thinking about the Jedi so far? Episodes 3 and 4, just bringing it in. Only going to get 6, so we're like 2/3 of the way through already. But Ben, being the old softy, he fixed Lola and was able to put a smile on Leia's face. So even through it all, and as annoying as she is, he's still just being Uncle Ben, just as cool as can be. But we finally get to see the contrast of like the bitter old man who doesn't trust anybody and a wide-eyed, naive child not yet spoiled by the disappointment of others. Like it's kind of cool seeing him walk through the desert like C-3PO and R2-D2 and just kind of arguing the same way the two droids did. But I don't know, Leah's got to start listening at some point, doesn't she, AK?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she ran down her whole little "woe is me" list. Ever since I met you, Obi Wan, I've been chased. I fell off a building. My robot got broken. Blah 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 blah. If you had stayed where your parents had told you to stay, and maybe did what you were told to do, you wouldn't be here right now. Don't you dare try to put that on my man Ben. What the fuck's wrong with you?
No,
I
she
love
was
how
trying to.
later in the episode she even admits, like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have
Yeah,
stayed where I
yeah.
was told and not
Cause
run
shit's
away.
getting real for her now.
Yeah, even Ben said that. Ben's like, oh, she's like, oh, I shouldn't have done it. It's all my fault. And Ben's like, it's not your fault. Yes, it is. It is absolutely
Yeah, it
your
is.
fault. You should listen, and you don't. And now you're in the predicament you're in because your little ass ain't listening.
Facts.
Oh, Jake says she's adorable, adorably annoying. I'm telling you, these little kids. Yeah, you got to listen. You got to listen. Not a fan of 3, but started coming around in 4. Yeah, I was kind of the same way. I kind of felt like we got a little bit of filler episodes in these last 2. Like, there's just, I don't know, a little slow, a little.
These two should have been one episode, honestly. Like me and Didi were talking
They
in like
could have been.
before.
Yeah.
These two really could have been.
Like I said, like we were talking earlier, I think they could have made this into like a 2.5-hour movie and like knocked it all out and then all action. But we got the series, so I'm not too mad at it. I'll take it as it comes. Oh, all the Star Wars all the time. But in the end, will she be good? Do you think Little Leia is going to end up being good for Ben and be the one to like bring him out of his dark gloom and doom fandom?
Most likely. This is pretty much the journey to the point that Ben remembers that my name is Obi Wan motherfucking Kenobi.
And I am the Jedi, other than
Facts.
Yoda. Oh, that's so sick. But when was Ben hallucinating? Like, who was that vision of that other like warlock or Jedi or whatever he saw? Who was that he saw on the thing in the Oasis there? Okay.
I almost want to say it was a shade of Qui-Gon at a younger age, though.
Wow. See, I was on the complete other side of that. I thought it was like the sinister one who did that, who picked up Anakin. I thought it.
I didn't want to say hints of that. My second thought was that it was like Anakin or a hallucination of Anakin. I'm unsure whether what he saw was actually real or not.
Yeah, I don't think it was real at all. But yeah, that was my second thing. Is like, is he just getting visions of Vader because they're thinking of each other so hard and connected? Like, what'd you feel about that, fandom? Who'd you think that was?
Yeah, most definitely it was like Anakin that he was like seeing by PTSD. But again, it could have also been like a combination because throughout this like episodes, like the breathing between Vader and Obi-Wan is like literally in sync. Like one breathes in, the other breathes out. One breathes in, the other is breathing out. I love how they did that within this episode.
That was dope. I like that too. The breathing scene, that was pretty tight. Jake says you should have been able to play outside without being kidnapped. I don't know, man. We got a war going on. There's an insurrection happening. I mean, we know that these two sides are battling and at war with each other. They told her to stay inside. She already had things to do, and she wasn't doing it. Like, I don't know. You can't be sneaking outside the castle walls and thinking that everything's just going to be peachy keen. Like,
Think about it this way: when freaking Obama and his freaking with his kids, you gonna think like they can like exit the White House
right?
and just play outside randomly? That's like the equivalent.
No, they ain't walking through the streets of DC.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what Phantom just said. There was literally a news article where they showed him inside his office, and the swing set was set up right outside the window. He wanted to make sure that he's keeping an eye on his babies.
Absolutely.
So I can't blame the man for that. So yeah, when it goes to this, kids are gonna be kids, but you need to make sure they're in a space where they can stay being safe.
Or pull a Reva and put a tracker on Lola so you always know where that little girl's at. Like, why didn't the parents think of doing that?
I mean, don't they have the tech to put a tracker on her?
Of course.
Something.
Like, I mean, that's basically part of the royal family. Everybody should be wearing something.
Jake thinks that Warlock was Qui-Gon. That's another one I was thinking. Like, maybe it's Ben trying to reach out and still do the Yoda thing, and maybe that's.
That's why I said it could have been a younger shade of Qui-Gon.
It could have, but yeah, they didn't give us a lot to work with that. But I'm like, who's this wizard we're seeing? Because I thought it might be the bad guy. I'm sure they would if they could. The security should have been on point. Yeah, security should have been a little better, but I mean, she's a little sneak. Like, she's hiding up her little like look-alike girl,
people
dressed
dress
like
up
her,
like her.
Heroes. I mean, yeah, And she's not dumb, so she knows what she's doing. She's been sneaking around with security for a minute. So. Yeah, I don't know. That was crazy. But yeah, Ben trying to say and ease her mind, saying it's not her fault. It's 100% her fault. It's terrible. Third sister struts in like on her siblings and lets them know like the new pecking order, and the fifth brother is none too pleased about it. Like, is it going to come to blows between these two? With them both wanting to be the Grand Inquisitor? What do you think, fandom? Are these two going to end up battling it out?
I want it to happen because so far this whole entire season, fifth brother just standing there or just sitting down. I'm like, bro, ignite your damn lightsaber. I know what you can do in freaking Star Wars Rebels. Show the third sister something at least. I don't know. But I don't know. At this point, it just seems like you just all talk and no bark. Like, show something.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. What's up, AK? You think they're going to end up battling? Do you think fifth brother makes it through to the end of the season?
I think it's going to have to be because they are both way too ambitious, especially since she has a bit of an edge on him. She saw the tomfoolery and she killed, the head of their order, and then went straight to Vader. Fuck whatever Five was talking about, and Vader got her hip to game. All right, young buck, I see you. I've been watching you. Don't think I don't know what you want. Handle this lightweight for me, and I got you.
Kenobi needs to kill somebody. Kenobi needs to come out of that dark shell that he's in and become the Jedi that we all know he is, the one we know and love. Like, snap out of it, old man. You lost the war, but hey, you got no more battles to fight. But yeah, Leia is not getting any less annoying. Still ignoring every instruction Ben gives her. Like, he's like, we'll walk it out. And Leia's already climbing into the back of that dude's truck, like, talking about, come on, father, we've walked long enough. It's like, if you don't get your little ass back down here, like, she is just always going to get him into something. She's the problem.
I agree with that.
She doesn't start listening.
We saw what happened later.
Mm-hmm. I'd have been like, if you don't get your little narrow ass back down here, like, I don't know, I'd have been so annoyed with her. I'm like, come on, little boy. But Ben knew as soon as he saw that flag on the back of that ride that they had no business getting on that transport. It was going to be some shit. Mm-hmm. And he got on it anyway. I was like, just grab that little girl and, like, remember who's in charge here. Jesus. But then we see the stormtroopers are still bumbling idiots talking about, we're hunting Jedi, but don't worry, we always find them, with Ben sitting right in front of them. I was like, these guys are as big as idiots as they are bad shots.
I mean, and what kind of flex was that anyway? Like, you really had no reason to come after that man. Like, he really tried to put some bass in his voice. Say, are you sure you haven't seen anything? What do you know? Bruh, I'm sitting here with this little girl, man. Do I
exactly
look like I'm actually being suspect? Because they don't. Specifically because the driver told them, hey, these are my new friends. Come on, jump in. We good. He didn't tell on them until they got to the destination point, which kudos to him because that's probably where the money was going to be at. So I get it. But still, fuck him, because why would you do that?
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, I mean, how ignorant are stormtroopers? Like, I'm sure they have pictures out like, hey, we got an APB out on this old man.
That's what I was wondering, too.
Girl. And here you are with an old man and a little girl, and you're just, have you seen anything? It's like, is there a chance maybe this is the old man and the little girl you guys been searching for? Like,
they had the pictures. They had the pictures on the planet they came from, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's how everybody knew. Why did you not download that information to your stormtroopers? Exactly. What's the point of them fucking suits if it doesn't have communicators and shit in them?
That's why I feel like it was so ridiculous him sitting there talking about, we always get him. I was like, oh, you got him right in front of you. You should have the pictures of who you're chasing, and you still ain't figured it out. So that's a problem. But yeah, it's crazy.
Can't do nothing right. Can't detect shit. Can't fight. Can't shoot.
Speaking of not being able to do shit right, how is Leia better at keeping to the story than Ben was? Like, you had one name to remember and you fucked it up. Like, come on.
PTSD, like Fandom said, he got kerfuffle.
This is just ridiculous. You had one job. And I knew that barge driving slug was no good. Like, he served up Ben and Leia real quick once he got to that stage point.
He did.
You bastard.
And he made sure to do it to the people that he knew were in charge.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of them bumbling idiots out in the field. I don't know, that was ridiculous. Did you know he was going to end up giving them up in the end and he was no good, Phantom?
The moment I saw the Empire flag on it, I'm like, what? Nah, I don't trust him. I would have been shocked if he actually didn't give them up.
Yeah, you could tell nothing wrong with a little law and order right there. And I'm like, yeah, this is my stop, homie. Let me go. I'm out.
Yeah, see, that's how you can tell someone has absolutely drank the Kool-Aid.
Right? And Obi Wan is almost as nice with a taser as he is with a lightsaber. Like, he was getting it on at that freaking. I was
He
like,
took them out quick.
Shit, check out me and this gun. I got James Bond-like skills. That was ridiculous. But what was also ridiculous is how is like he gonna take out that entire post of troopers, but then 3 more show up in a hovercraft, and all of a sudden it's time to surrender? Like, what was that about?
I don't have words for that. I don't know.
I was like, he just came up and took out an entire checkpoint, but 3 more come, and it's like, oh, okay, you got me. I was like, wait a minute, this is some plot convenience.
Like it's nuts, and I do appreciate though that their commander in the field there was our lady Ilaria Sand.
Oh, thank God for Sand
So
Snake.
I was really good to see her. She finally was being a Sand Snake and killing for nothing like we were expecting them to in a good way.
Oh yeah.
In the show. So we got that now.
Yeah, lucky for Obi Wan, the undercover agent that they were supposed to meet
She's a
wasn't
space
Sand
Sand Snake.
Because she was getting it in. And when Ben tried to confront Leia, saying like it wasn't like we were just saying it wasn't her fault, yes, it was. Like, I understand you're trying to comfort a little girl, but let's keep it real. Once her little ass learns to listen, maybe we won't end up in these scenarios. But
and she recognizes that, which you gotta kind of appreciate for a kid that can actually, not wallow in their own shit that they've started and own up to it and try to start doing better. Kid's got moxie. I give that to her.
Oh, she's got more than moxie. And she's no normal little 10-year-old kid.
Not at all. Not at all.
And at first when Leia asked, like, what if the non-talking droids have something to say? I kind of just rolled my eyes like, okay, where are we going with this? But then when I saw that loader with the hammer cocked behind his back, I was like, oh, Talon's words are meaning a little true here. Like, actions speak louder than words.
He understood the assignment. There's a reason they didn't want him to talk, because then he could be reprogrammed to talk. But if you say some fuck shit and you go after his people, he got that hammer for your ass.
Dude, he had it cocked and ready. That was so sweet. It was only 7 years from New Hope. Kenobi gets old fast. Yeah, he does. he ages. But hey, man, you start getting lifted up and force ripped and dragged through fire, it's going to age you up a little bit. I played the Star Wars game on Oculus. The phaser was a clumsy weapon. Man, I remember I got my little nephew a Star Wars game a while back with the lightsabers, and I think that thing lasted all of like 3.5 minutes.
What did he break it on?
I don't even remember. I think he just waved it in the air and it snapped. It was such a cheese piece of shit. I'm like an $80
Did he cry?
He wasn't happy. I'll tell you that. He was not happy.
Poor thing. Like, he just got the coolest toy ever and busted.
It did look cool, but yeah, it did not last. But Vader's such an epic villain. Just seeing like his shadow on the wall and hearing that breathing when he walked down the street, like it just instantly strikes the fear into you. I was like, this is my kind of Vader. I'm all in for it.
The reaction, shout out to Ewan McGregor, because he really is a phenomenal actor. The reaction he got to that, he was all set, ready to leave, still in a decent mood, not completely happy, but he was in a good headspace. And then he felt the disturbance in the Force, and he damn near broke down. That is the definition of PTSD right there, just like Fandom said.
Oh, there was a couple times where like, wait a minute. But yeah, when Vader was walking through the town and he just snapped that little boy's neck just for running out to help his papa, then force dragging that woman through the streets, I was like, Vader really is an evil asshole. God dang.
Right, like, bro, what kind of tantrum is this? You already have them under your control. That's one of the planets that were cooperating. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's showing how Vader truly is a villain, and that was all.
That is how little fucks he gives.
Yeah,
I mean, you gotta respect it though.
They made him a little too nice, but not in this series. It's showing Vader being Vader. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Go
ahead.
Real quick, I'm sorry. Shout out to James Earl Jones, because he is still doing the fucking thing.
Absolutely.
I love hearing that voice.
Classic. Absolutely classic. I love it. But when did Vader get the Jason Voorhees type skills? Like, Ben is constantly running out there, but Vader's always 2 steps ahead of him, with just a brisk walk. Like, when did he turn into Jason?
He was always like that. I don't think Vader ever ran.
He doesn't run, but how's he ahead of somebody that is running? Like, Obi-Wan's out there jogging, and Vader's walking, and yet somehow Vader's always in front. Like, wait a minute.
Okay, so here's a question then, because I think you guys know a bit more of the lore than I do. How would the Jedi are like the light side of the Force, and then there's what's his name? How would that be? Just the way he's using the Force that would allow him to do that, but the Jedis can't tap into that because it's like dark magic for them or something?
Well, walking fast?
Well, yeah, like just, or I guess appropriately being able to sneak up on people or apparate like Jason seems to be able to do, and just appear in front of you or behind you. Like, is that something that's
Yeah, there
force specific? Is what I'm asking.
is. There's like no really title for it, but it's possible.
Okay. So I'm
Oh,
saying if
shit.
that's what he's doing, it makes sense that Obi wouldn't expect the ambush that he got there around the corner.
So, what was the question now about that?
Like you said, it seemed like he has like Jason powers to where he can just creep up on people. So I'm
Right.
wondering if because he uses the dark side of the Force, does that tap him into different abilities
Oh, being
that
able to
he
move
can
faster.
practice on than the Jedi?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that is just plot convenience at its finest.
Okay, all
Absolutely.
right,
I don't think there's
I
anything
can buy
to do
that.
with that. That was just too much. And like when they were out there and like Obi Wan, he could feel that Vader was on this planet. Like he couldn't see it, but he
Mm-hmm.
could sense it. Like he could feel him, and he's
It's a
just walking
strong
down the
pull.
street. So how the hell, when he's running through the quarry, is Vader just all of a sudden right next to him, lighting up his lightsaber, and he didn't sense him or notice he was right there next to him? I was like, come on.
He was running. He was running even more scared than before.
Yeah, the adrenaline
Seeing
was
him at a
going.
distance threw him into a weird headspace. But then once he got closer, it's like that something snapped and he just couldn't think straight.
Yeah, blackouts. I don't know. That's like, and I agree with Jake. Like seeing Kenobi like looking afraid, it is hard to watch. Like he's the man of men when he comes to these lightsabers. He ain't afraid of nothing. But again, he's so into the Force, and he was just running out there away from somebody, and then didn't realize the person he was running away from was right in front of him, right next to him. Like when Vader lit up that thing, I understand he's all dressed in black, but come on, like he was 2 feet away from you, and you didn't notice he was standing there. Again, the plot convenience can be a bit much
Oh shit! Wait, did they just give Kenobi the Jon Snow treatment?
sometimes. Yeah, basically,
Fucking hell!
something too much. But that was on some real shit when Obi-Wan said, like, what have you become? And Vader replied, I am what you made me. Like, through and through, that is the truth. Like, just so brutal. Like, this is your fault, Ben. You did this. Like, I don't know about the evil part.
That was low key his Dune moment with Paul Atreides. You know, Father, the sleeper has awakened. I am what you made me to do.
Exactly. I mean, I'm the one you taught. I'm the one who you taught me how to think, how to act, how to be. And basically, you chopped me up and left me there. Like, you made me into this 100%. Yeah, that was a deep cut. I like that line.
Yeah.
Little Leia is brave, trying to tell that Officer Sand Snake to go save Ben. Like, she can make it the rest of the way on her own. I was like, no, you can't, little girl. What are you talking about? Out here on this planet you know nothing about, all by yourself, and she's trying to take the one person that's there to save her, like, send her off. I gave Leia some props for that. She's a little brave there. But you don't know what
She
you're
got
doing.
hurt. The kid got hurt, but yeah, she's got to know her limitations as they are for right now, though.
Yeah, too much heart and not enough brains in that situation.
Right.
Little girl, you don't know where you're going, what you're doing. Like you need this chauffeur right here. Let's keep the Guardian close. But
Yeah.
thank God she didn't, because she did go back and end up actually saving Ben. That was just crazy. But yeah, how Ben was able to sense Vader, but then didn't realize he was right next to him out in the quarry. That joke, you know. The Vader's all, you should have killed me when you had the chance. I mean, I'm sure Ben was like, yo, I thought I did. I chopped off 3 out of 4 of your limbs. Like, what do you want from me?
He didn't aim for the head, though.
You should have aimed for the head. He's like,
Always aim for the head.
you should have killed me when I had the chance. I thought I did. Like, you are a durable son of a bitch. We're just going to give you that. That was insane.
It's ironic. Sidious thought like Yoda was dead, and Obi-Wan thought that Anakin was dead.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they're just quick with it. They don't think all the way through. But man, when they were dragging him through that fire, I was like, it is a new day in Disney. Like, they are all in with this dark shit. Like, welcome to the dark side, bitches. Oh my God.
So the burns, yeah. I told you, I've been telling people Disney is dark as shit for a while now. And they're actually starting to own that now. It's very interesting to see.
I didn't think he was going to be able to drag him completely through the flames, but damn. He was roasting him alive.
Which is so much worse, though.
If they were going to occupy this town, I'd rather checked a couple of maps in the town on the way. So he knew the shortcuts to get in front of Kenobi when he was walking. Is that it? Oh, no, you chopped some kids before I chopped you up and left you for dead. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, like, you should have killed me. I thought I did. The adults showed me not to leave the kid. Yeah, I know. The adult should have been like, yeah, Leia, I like how brave you are, but I can't leave you here because basically you're the whole reason we're here, trying to save you, and I'm not trying to lose you again. But that didn't work out. Not at all.
Facts.
How's Vader going to force lift Obi-Wan all through the air like that, drag him through fire, and not be able to snatch a sniper off the hill that's shooting people at?
Plot convenience.
I was wondering that too, because I mean, they specifically showed him looking over there.
Mm-hmm.
Vader doesn't seem, well, at least to me, he's never seemed like someone that will be caught off guard and then have a freeze panic moment. Once that first shot hit, and she should have just aimed for fucking Vader and been done, but she didn't. Once that hit, Vader should have just looked over there, put his hand out, remove whatever the obstacle was, or just grab her by the hair, fly her through the air, and plop her right down in that fire next to Obi. That baffled the hell out of me that he didn't do that.
Yeah, I do not understand that at all. Like, you are literally out here going to span the galaxies looking for Ben, and then when you finally find him, just going to let a little pool of fire stand in the way and let him escape? Like, are you just playing cat and mouse at this point? Like, what? I didn't get that at all. Like,
I thought she was going to die, honestly.
What's up? We got the Brother Dragon in the chat. What's good, JD? Love this version of Vader my damn self. This is my all-out favorite version. He was professional.
Hate to play it, but you can't fault the. You know, you can't. You hate the game not to play it. Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, and he is playing the fucking game and winning, for now. Anyway.
Way too much. But I'm like, you are spanning the galaxy. You are killing people to get after this man. You have so much vent and just ire and spite and want to get at this man. He is right across that little fire blaze. You're not just gonna walk around it and go get him. You're just gonna let somebody else pick him up and save him.
You know what it's like?
That was ridiculous.
It's what's his name? It's freaking John Con all over again. Instead of just raising the whole town, he wants all the honor and glory and tries to go find Robert by himself, knocking door by door by door. You're a fucking idiot. Had Tywin Lannister been in that position, that whole fucking town would have been on fire in 5 minutes.
Krispy Kreme. All of it.
And I'm not that big of a Tywin fan, don't get me wrong, but I respect his gangster.
Yeah, you know,
the man is a very skilled battle commander.
Exactly. Respect the game because he's going to get it done and do what he needs to do.
Facts.
But filling it up, Leia, not knowing any better, runs right into Sister Number 3's grasp. And what do we think is going to happen to her now, fandom?
I mean, I saw episode 4.
He said, I saw episode 4, so let me tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah, don't tell me, but can I ask for a hint? Does she ever make it back home, do you think? Because I know what point that we meet her in the original movies.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that captivity starts here or somewhere else along the timeline?
You said captivity?
Oh wait, no, she was undercover there with Jabba. She wasn't an actual slave, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, Leia in episode 4 when we first see her.
In the movies, yeah.
No, she was captured by Vader.
Okay.
Yeah, she was tied up. She wasn't undercover at that one. It was later.
I didn't know if she was with Jabba because she needed to be, or because that she was actually imprisoned. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, JD says she'll make it back home and then be captured again by Vader. Absolutely. Yeah, she gets captured by Vader when she told her on a mission, trying to sneak some information around.
Yeah, probably. So that'll probably happen once she's in her teenage years. Do we know how many seasons we're getting for this yet?
Nah, they say a mini-series, so who knows?
Okay. Well, I would imagine that if they get to that, then they're probably going to age her up.
I imagine all these series that are only getting 6 episodes, like, unless they specifically tell us, like, it's only going to be 1 unless, like, there's another story that they need to push out.
Yeah.
At some point. I don't think they're going to... I
was just curious.
How many episodes was Mandalorian?
10.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they all got 10.
Like 6, 8, or 10 is their magic numbers.
Oh, JD says there are possible talks of season 2. There always are. Absolutely.
Yeah, true enough.
Yep, that's when Leia gets it, when she puts that message inside R2-D2 and sends him off into space. And then the traps compactor to get out. Absolutely. You're our only choice. You're our only chance. Oh, let's see what everybody remembers. This was a show, I liked it. It was all right. I think, like I said, it slowed down in a couple spots, and Leia has just got to pull her head out and start listening. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. Let's see if anybody remembers anything extra about the show. Got a couple trivia questions. Let's see what we remember. What was the creature's name that picked up Ben and Leia out there in the desert?
Freck.
Freck,
Absolutely. What was the double agent's name that helped Ben and Leia escape?
Taylor,
Tala, absolutely.
Tyler.
What was the loyal loader robot's name?
that was
Shit,
Ned
I
B.
forget.
Oh, my man, crushing it. Look at this.
Good
And
on
last
you.
but not least, where was the double agent trying to get Ben to?
Something that starts
Jabin.
with Jabin.
Oh,
Yes.
look at him knock it out of the park. Just that simple. Job beam indeed. Well done, well done. Yeah, ace that one. Oh, so we're just going to keep it moving right on into the next episode? So you haven't seen that?
Whoa,
You haven't
bro.
seen
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I didn't know we were doing the double up today.
3 and 4, yeah, that way we can be back on for number 5 next week, right on time. Yeah, I have to check out on this one. So yeah, you haven't seen that one at all. You seen it though, Phantom?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, go through. Just describe the scenes for me. And I'll give thoughts.
He said, I'll get thought. We're gonna keep it moving. Obi-Wan episode 4, part 4, and we got a jacked up Obi-Wan, just all messed up, and he finally comes through, and he is in bad shape. He needs to get into a bacta tank. He's sad. Like, how come we never saw more of these bacta tanks earlier? Like we saw Solo get frozen in one or get put in one when he was in the deep freeze, but I didn't realize it was such a medical attraction. Like these things are amazing. I need one in my life.
Oh, I need one myself too. Just either after the gym, after work. Just dump yourself right inside and you're good to go.
Oh, dude, get rid of all them sore muscles. I need a back tank in my life. But once they get him in one, like the nightmares begin. Was he more connected to Vader while he's in there? Like, does the bacta tank work that way? You think, Phantom? Like, do you think it affects the Force in any way?
I don't think so. It's just that he was just so like, I would say he was just like, what's the term I'm looking for? Out of it.
So you think it's more of a physical thing, and you don't think it messes with the mental, or it has any?
Yeah, it doesn't mess with like the mental though. It just so happened again, like he just encountered Vader, and both him and Vader just happened to be both at the same time within those pools.
Or maybe it's like when you go into a bacta tank, you're kind of in a sleep state anyway, so maybe those are just dreams. That's where it goes. Because Boba Fett was kind of the same way. He'd go back and have all those gnarly nightmares when he was in there. So.
Because I'm trying not to think to freaking new Star Wars, but fuck it. Because in the new one, it was like always like Kylo and Rey keep on reaching out to each other, and it seemed like it's constantly happening within this series where it's like Obi-Wan and Vader just keep reaching out. Even though Obi-Wan doesn't want to, it seems like Vader is like really trying to push it.
At least there is that connection, though. Like, I mean, they do have some kind of precedings for it and other things we've seen. But yeah, that's kind of weird. It is, like I said, I don't know, is it a dream or you just tapping into the Force, or maybe since you're so Force sensitive, that's just how it reacts with you. Like, I don't know.
Plus, there's like less like Force people like out there, so it's like less there are. It's more tuned with it.
Like streaming on the internet, there's not so many people on it, so it's getting through faster and it's wider and actually working a little better.
Mm-hmm.
How evil is sister number 3 though, messing with that little girl like that, just lying to her and just, I mean, putting her. Come on, this is a little girl. Slow down.
It's like you would expect her to be more vicious in terms of interrogation, like she always is. But in this episode, she wasn't that like vicious. And it was like, oh, she's a kid, and maybe I should tone it down a bit. I was like, what the hell? Like, at least rip off a finger or something. She don't need a pinky.
Oh man, get to it, little girl, my ass. I need some information. I'm gonna get it.
And that sounds like some awesomeness that I actually need to see.
Oh man,
so I'm gonna go ahead and duck out, and I'll rewatch this half of the segment over the weekend or tomorrow. So where are we going next with next week?
Next week we'll just we'll only have one.
5, right?
Yeah, it'll just be episode 5.
Add in like predictions for like the finale.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll tap back in and get your opinions on episode 4, and then do 5, and then see what we think.
What are we doing about the boys? That comes
on
Fridays, right?
It comes on Fridays. Yeah, we'll be talking about that on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, okay. So Kenobi on Thursday, boys on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, groovy, gotcha. All right, peace out, homies. Catch you
all. Right,
have
a great weekend.
You too.
Oh man, those sand snakes are brave. Like Tala doesn't even know like if her credentials are still any good, but she's still ready to risk it all for Obi-Wan and go back into the base. Like I don't know, would you be brave enough to do that? You think, Phantom?
Hell no, but it's for Obi-Wan, so it's like fuck it, But yeah, I'm surprised too that on the rewatch for the third episode, I was like, wow, she actually was like a former like Empire employee. So it's like her credentials actually still kind of would have worked, but again, they should not have worked.
Yeah.
But hey, you know how they Empire employees are. They're just like worthless.
Speaking of worthless, like how worthless is their security? Like, I mean, we got Rebels and Star Wars. Anybody can sneak in at any time and do what they want, break in, hack their computer, get all the information they need, drop like open doors. Like, how weak is the security all around for the Empire?
I hope this isn't just parody for like the real world security. Like, imagine anyone
Oh,
can really
couple,
just
man.
go walk into like anywhere. And honestly, Jerry duty, I've seen some videos and some evidence. I'm like, the stupidity sometimes. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh man, yeah. Like, hopefully the Pentagon's a little more secure than that because people just be getting in and out a little too easy in the Empire. Too much. But Layla is a little soldier. I'll give it to her. Like, she wasn't giving up nothing to sister number 3. Like, I was wondering why she didn't just read her mind, but then we see later that she tried. Like, she just couldn't do it. I'm like, little Leia's a little trooper. I see you.
Doing a staring contest, and she's like, "All right, I'll play it now."
Exactly. It's like, what, are we having a staring contest? You ain't getting in my mind, girl. I don't know who you think you are. And this is a little 10-year-old girl just holding it down against an Inquisitor, like getting ready to be Grand Inquisitor. I was like, do you think, Leia? That was the first time I wasn't mad at her. I was like, go, girl. She wasn't giving up nothing. I ain't
All right,
telling
I'll
you.
just ship you a Leia Funko Pop then.
Oh, man. She just looked right in her eyes and said, I ain't telling you shit. I was like, get it, girl. All right. You get back on the good side. But she said she had a droid when she was younger, but it was taken from her like everything else. Is that why she hates Obi-Wan so much? Was he the Jedi that took her from her family and everything she knew and loved and then told her like he would keep her safe and then Epic failed at that?
That I'll be shocked. I honestly would be shocked if that actually did went down that way. But I still think it's possible other like Jedi that we kind of saw like in the first episode that like got gunned down in front of them. But if it is Obi-Wan, then that would truly be like a 360. That Obi-Wan like on some mission saw she was force sensitive, was like, oh, she'll be good and being raised up as a Jedi, I mean taken away. That would be honestly crazy. And then it'll really be like, a tear jerk, like, wow.
She'd
So
actually
this
have a
is
reason for hating him so much.
exactly. But
You told
no, who knows? Who knows? We're not writing this, so DJ. We're not.
Oh, I'm telling you, I think that's what's going to happen. I was like, you told me you'd keep me safe. You told me you'd protect me. You took me from my family, and then you just left me to be taken by the Empire. Like, I
And
could
if
see
he
where
remembers that, then that's like the second person it happens to where he kind of like fails. First, it was he just thought it was just Anakin, but then it's like, damn, it's Anakin, and now the third sister.
Reva too. Yep, it's like epic fail, Obi-Wan. You should have been better.
Then now, if they do a season 2, then he'll be pretty much be having second thoughts when it comes to Luke. It's like, damn, if I train Luke, will Luke be number 3?
Right? Am I just ruining every little child's like life that I touch? Like maybe I should just stay away. Maybe Owen had it right. Uncle Owen knows. Uncle Owen knew it way back then. Because when Obi-Wan snuck into that facility, I thought we were going to get like some old school, like knock out the guard and don his uniform so you can get around undetected. But nay, they weren't going to hide that beautiful Ian face under a mask. Like not when they're paying him that kind of money. But when he first snuck into that theater, or when he first snuck into that compound, I thought like he's going to go Luke and Han Solo and like steal the stormtrooper's outfit and put it on so he could walk around undetected. But no, missed opportunity. We didn't get that. That'd have been a cool callback. Oh, spooky. But Reva, she's like a shit inquisitor. Like she couldn't even break the mind of a 10-year-old girl, even after lying to her about Kenobi being killed. Like she's already in a fractured state of mind, and she still couldn't break it down. Is Leia just that strong with the Force?
Pretty much. Even like what DJ said, like it seemed like at an early age, like she wasn't like that strong, but she was tuned with it at an early age. To the point again, what happened with her cousin, to even like from time to time is with Obi-Wan. Like she had an inkling when it came to like, wait a minute, are you my father or just like something that was like between like her and the mother, Padme and like Anakin. Like it was something there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Absolutely. Oh, JD says it's probably because Leia's stronger in the Force than third sister. I think you're absolutely no. Yeah, I think you're absolutely correct. Vader is the chosen one. Kenobi left an impression. Yeah, he did more than that. That's crazy. What's up, Cohen? I see you out there. Absolutely. I already ordered my 14. I'm just waiting for it to come in. But yeah, I already ordered it through Concierge and looking forward to that one coming through. I think it's going to be delicious. Welcome back to the chat. Oh, we got facts, Jake. Absolutely. Bring on Cobra Kai, Disney, and Star Wars. He said, I'm not a Star Wars fan. It's not for everybody. Leia doesn't really know much. What's she going to say? She doesn't know much, but she definitely heard, and she heard them when they were talking about, and she knew where they were going. So if she would have gave up that planet that she heard that they were going to be taken to, then the Inquisitor would know where their secret base is. So she definitely had some pertinent information, and she was a boss for not giving it up. I got to give it up to Leia for that. But what were those tombs that Obi-Wan found on the base? Were those all the slain Jedi that they've been hunting down, or what was that all about, Phantom?
It seems like not only Jedi, I'm guessing even like, what was it in episode 3? Tala was like, it's Jedi and Force sensitive individuals that they were like hunting down. I'm guessing that's just their trophy room.
Oh man, that was
all of them. And then you see like a freaking a youngling in there. I'm like, come on now. It's like I guess the youngling couldn't become a grand, not a grand inquisitor, but a inquisitor. They're like, just add them to the rest of them.
This one's
like,
too
that was
good.
Messed up.
That was messed up. We saw the little one, and then we saw that other Jedi, the last one that was there fighting for the younglings, trying to keep them safe. We saw her like she was the last one they showed us. I was like, oh my God, what are they doing to these Jedis? So is that like just a frozen compound? Do you think it is more like just keeping them as trophies, or are they like in a deep freeze and they're going to try to pull them out maybe later and make them dark side Sith?
That's what I thought. That or some type of like messed up like creature or whatever. But then they were like, this is a tomb. So it's like, are they alive? Are they not alive? And at one point I thought that, wait a minute, we're actually going to see someone that we actually do know. But nah, we didn't.
Hey, Jake says he thought they were Sith. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make them into Sith, or maybe they're like those are the new Inquisitors that are going to come. Yeah, maybe that's like a mind melding thing, and they're just warping their minds while they're in there. But yeah, that was just twisted. Boy, they got dark in this episode. I'm telling you, the last couple episodes have just been deep. But then Ben talks Tala to create a diversion so he can sneak in and save Leia. And it's nice to see him get reacquainted with his lightsaber. Like, just like in the first Star Wars, we see he's always been pretty nimble for an older guy. He was getting around in the dark and taking them troopers out.
I'm telling you, they're just what's the red shirts? There we go. In terms of like freaking stormtroopers, this was ridiculous. Especially when they when the walking down an underpass and the water was coming through. I'm just like, obviously you're gonna be safe. Just hurry it up. I'm surprised none of that water came through once it closed on the other side.
And then when it did, he was able to just run through the door just in a nick of time. She just started closing it just in time, so he jumped through, and then all the water came. I was like, I don't know if it works that way, but okay. Oh yeah, there was definitely some plot convenience, but I wasn't too turned off by it. Like I was liking it, but it was more the slowdown parts. I was like, do we need a 5-minute pan on him like grabbing her hand and holding it? Like we get it, they're connected now. Like, I don't need 5 minutes of that. It was just weird. But on that note, can we bring a quick callback to the last episode? Like here he is basically taking on an entire base of stormtroopers single-handedly, but last episode he was ready to surrender to 3 of them out in the desert. I still don't get some of the plot, get the writing in this story. Like,
oh my gosh! But do wait, it's been a minute since I've seen like episode 4. Did he drew his lightsaber or no?
In episode 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fighting his way out of the thing. He was fighting.
In episode 3, though, he didn't like draw his lightsaber. Then it's like near like the latter end, so it's like,
But he was nice with that taser, though. He was getting down James Bond style with that gun.
Not good enough, though. Who's a quicker fire? Like he ain't no Han Solo.
Oh man, I was just like that kind of took me out of it. It's like, how are you going to be able to take out a whole base, but was ready to surrender to 3 of them out in the desert? That was just too much. And it was a bit of a cliche escape, but I quit worrying about that as soon as I heard Vader storming down the halls. I was like, oh, talking about you were warned what would happen if defeat would bring. Like, oh, he snatched up Reva real quick and had her up in the air. I was like, Vader is just a villain. I love it. But it looks like, just like Vader, we all underestimated Reva because it seems like she snuck a tracker on them before she escaped. and now she's going to know exactly where they're hiding. So I got to give a few props out to Reva. Even though she's evil, she's a smart evil.
Yep. She know, okay, if by chance that they do escape, let me just plan something on Lola right now.
Right?
Which was
Just
smart
think,
though, because the moment she said that, like wherever he goes, like the track, I'm like, okay, so it has to be freaking Lola. Damn it, damn it.
oh, it was ruthless. How long do you think they figure out until there's a tracker on Lola?
They're not gonna figure out possibly,
Oh, you don't think
because
they'll ever?
since it's episode 5, like they're obviously gonna get caught again, and then they're gonna realize. So who knows if they're actually gonna realize it though.
Or maybe Lola will just get broken again, and then when Obi Wan fixes it again, he'll figure it out. Like, oh wait, there's a tracker on here. That's how they're following us.
Or once they get captured again, Reva's gonna just reveal like, oh, if you want to know how I got you, found you guys, boom, Lola.
So far, the only 3 sequels. Everything else Disney has done has been pretty good. Basically,
Pretty much. I had faith in Force Awakens, and then Last Jedi came out, and then when I saw Skywalker, I'm like,
oh,
why?
why? Oh, there's an inspirational speech, but he got the head straight. Yep, absolutely. I'm not happy with Reva's acting. I've seen her in other things. She's better than that. Yeah, she. I mean, she brings the attitude, but there is something just off about it. I'm not really feeling her part. I gotta admit.
I don't think I've ever seen that actress in anything else.
Yeah, I haven't. I quit watching Stranger Things, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything else
She's in Stranger Things, Nani? I can't remember that.
Something about her, like she's just a little off to me too. I know she's a villain, and we're not supposed to like her, but even as a villain, like there's just something off. Like I don't know, it doesn't feel right. I need to watch Hulu's Sex Pistols series. Don't know anything about that one. Check it out. Get back into the old rock and roll. But yeah, that's it for Obi-Wan. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about these last 2 episodes compared to the first ones, Phantom?
You should have been one complete episode. They're good. No, I want to say good. They were okay episode. They should have just been one complete episode, honestly. Because the way how quick this episode was, episode 4, I'm like, yo, this is like 30 minutes. You should have just combined this one with the other one, and boom. And then just instead of making 5 episodes, you could just minimum 6. You could have made it as 5 episodes.
Absolutely, maybe even 4 if you tied it in. Like I said,
True.
There's some slow camera panning shots that just don't really need to be that long. I don't think. But I'm still in for it. I'm still liking it. I'm still excited to see the next episode. But yeah, there's definitely some touch-ups, and they could cut some corners and make it a little better, a little more fast-paced, and a little more intriguing. But we'll see how they tie it up. We got 2 more episodes to go, and I'm all in for it. We will figure it out and see what we think about it. Going to probably be back on next Thursday talking about the Obi-Wan. And tonight I only have one trivia question for this one because I did do it just a couple hours ago, and I was tired. But the one and only trivia question we got for this one is, what's the name of the pilot that died saving Obi-Wan and the crew?
Wasn't it Kyle Wade?
Boom, that's it. Wade. Good
There
job.
we go.
Nailed it. Relegate. Just that easy. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. We'll be back on next Tuesday talking about all things the boys, and then we'll be back on Thursday bringing it back Obi-Wan style. So hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Until we see you next Tuesday, have a fantastic weekend, everybody.